I think that we might possibly be living through one of the worst stages of the internet that I've ever experienced. And that is kind of interesting in a way. I think there's been some bad times on the internet before. I think there's been moments where, election season rolls around or something and things become kind of toxic for a while or something like that. But I think that we have hit a point on the internet where everything has kind of come to a head and there's something going on every single day, something or multiple things every single day where someone gets called out or something happens that's terrible to somebody or just any number of things. There was actually, at the beginning of the year, I tried to keep track every single day of something dramatic. If there was a call out post, if there was an agency that died, if there was just somebody who got exposed for something terrible, I kept track of all of it. And after 4 months of something happening every single day, I actually gave up entirely. I'm just, I'm so tired, guys. I don't think it's changed. I don't think it's been another 4 months since that point. I don't think it's changed. I think it's continued on. I don't think that trend is any different. I think it's still been every single day something goes wrong. I'm not innocent for having brought some of that into people's lives. I've talked about a couple of different dramatic situations. More recently, there was a bunch of stuff going around about a live 2D creator in the community that had done a lot of interesting things. We're not even going to get into it because I don't want to talk about that stuff. But I did retweet a lot of stuff with it, and I added my perspective to it as a live 2D creator myself. And yeah, I mean, some of it is stuff that I think needs to be spread so that people are aware of certain things that are happening, or so that they can find out like information about what's going on and they can kind of form their own opinions on all of it. But unfortunately, at a certain point, even putting out little bits of information about things becomes more noise in the crowd. And I think everyone is just getting so tired of everything. There's so much going on all the time. And I mean, this isn't even just like petty drama things. There are actual wars happening. There, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. And unfortunately, I think I think that the internet is contributing to a lot of, I guess, a lot of the pain with all of it, because I think the commercialization of the internet and the pressure to try and get more views and to push the algorithm and to make more money constantly has driven every single thing on the internet to a point of trying to capture your attention. And since everyone is always trying to fight for attention, the things that catch our attention most happen to end up being the bad things. Because if something bad happens, we want to know about it. Partially because, they could be people that we know about and care about and want to stay informed on, or partially just because we want to, be aware of current events. But there's nothing good being pushed anymore. Pretty much all algorithms, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much all of it ends up pushing stuff that is in some way terrible or controversial or dramatic, or someone needs to take accountability, or this artist is scamming people, or this company is closing down because they were scamming their talents, and it's so tiring. And the worst part about it, maybe, is that a lot of it is like a back and forth game of morality. Like, if you don't care about this thing, then you're a bad person. Or if you don't help to spread awareness of this thing, then you're a bad person. Or this person is a bad person because they copied the other person, or like anything like that. All of it is based around morality in some way. And I personally am getting to a point where I don't care. And that sounds so terrible. And it's like, oh my God, you could probably get canceled for that. You could probably get canceled for saying, I don't care. But the thing is, like, I feel numb to all of it. And I mean, part of that is also, I have depression and stuff like that too. But like, the fact that there is currently a over 400,000 acre fire not that far away from me that has burned down several residences and isn't even 20% contained right now should make me care about it more, but I don't. And that kind of stuff is terrifying, because I think that it is kind of just because there's so many terrible things that are constantly being shoved down my throat that I just am incapable of caring about it anymore. And I don't know what to do about that, you know? I don't know if this is like a common thing. I feel like a lot of my friends have also hit the same point as I have, but like I'm shocked that this is where we've gotten to. And like at the same time, of course, there's all of this like creator drama happening, and everyone is constantly pushing to get the top names to say something about it. Ludwig actually put out a video on his Mogul Mail channel just yesterday, I believe. Probably 2 days ago for you right now. And that video was basically just him saying that he did not like Mogul Mail anymore because of what it had become, because it had just turned into him talking about the latest terrible thing. And it wasn't just like petty things. It wasn't just like silly, like recently there was drama on Twitter of like a creator having posted a picture and saying it was chubby fit, and everyone was fighting over if it was actually chubby or not. That's kind of silly drama. That's fine. Honestly, I would take more of that if I could. But it wasn't that stuff. He was talking about it and he was like, yeah, the most recent like 10 videos on this channel were like serious allegations like pedophilia and stuff. And it's it's just like the amount of terrible things that are constantly happening and constantly being shoved down our throat is immense, and it's draining and it's suffocating, and I don't know why we keep trending in this direction, other than the idea that all of this is making people money. Like, that's the only thing that I can really think of. Like, some of this stuff needed to be called out, obviously, like the stuff that Ludwig talked about, but like, a lot of this stuff isn't necessary, or like a lot of it happened because of people who wanted money, like the agencies that shut down after scamming talents because they wanted to get more cash or whatever, or like NFT scams, or like AI bullshit, or all that stuff. All of that stuff is because of freaking money. Everyone is just constantly fighting for money. And of course, at the same time, all of us need money, and we're all suffering because, like, oh my God, the economy is trash, and there's nothing that we can really do about it, and all of our jobs are being lost to AI at this point, and there's wars going on, and whatever, several other things are happening that make it harder in life to do anything. But then we get online, and the only way that seems to work to grab people's attention is to make everything seem terrible. And I've done it on this channel too. I'm clickbaiting you all the time with videos that look terrible. And then you watch them, and I'm trying to say something optimistic and positive, because this is the only way that I can think of to target the people that are looking for the terrible things, that are lost in the terrible things, and try to help pull them out of it and remind them there's still good in the world. Or if not reminding them there's good in the world, at least giving them something to think about that's not just something that is about someone doing something terrible, or about people dying, or about politics, or anything like that. Something that at least makes you think in a different way, in hopefully a refreshing way, even if it's something sad, even if it's something hard to deal with, anything like that. I'm trying to give people an out. And this is always something that I've done with my content. It's always something that I've strived for with my content, even when I'm doing my normal streaming stuff, giving people a break from the outside world and from the things that they just cannot in the moment try to deal with. Usually that comes in the form of just doing something silly and funny and entertaining and playing a game for a while and being a dumb little alpaca girl on the internet. In this channel, I'm still trying to do the same thing. I still have the same goal of trying to help people escape from things. But I'm trying to help people escape from things by making them think critically and trying to give them ways to maybe help themselves out, or things that have helped me in the past, or talking about things that maybe they wish that they could vent about so that we can talk about them in the comments together. Anything like that. I'm not a therapy channel, though. I'm not licensed at all. I will never be anything like that. And I'm never also going to be a news channel. I am never going to get stuck in the trap that Ludwig did with Mogul Mail, where he started covering latest events, and that was all his channel turned into. And it was getting so many views and making so much money, but I just can't do that. I'm sick of all of the VTuber news channels, I'll be honest with you. I can't even watch them anymore because it's just all terrible. Pretty much all the time. And anything that is good gets like a minute long little segment and then it's gone again. And we're back into like 15 more minutes of drama. I'm tired. I don't know if I have a point to this. I don't really know. I wanted to get on camera and I wanted to talk about it because I feel like a lot of creators have been talking about it lately, especially in the last couple of days. If there's anything that I can say to you, that I would like you to take away from it, I know it's like a cliche term, but if you don't have anything nice to say to someone, maybe just don't say anything. It will help with some of this. And also, just try and remember that everyone is human, and just try not to go too hard on anybody. Try not to push people to give their opinions constantly. Try not to overly hate on the people that have done things, like the companies that have done things that are bad or stuff like that. It's fine to give criticism. Criticism is usually necessary, but like, say something and then stop, I think. You know, it's kind of funny. I started up my YouTube stuff with Kozii, well, back when I was Millie for Waffles, because I wanted to create a space for people to escape from bad stuff, because I mean, I'd just gone through the majority of 2020 and I thought that people needed more of a bright space to be in, and I think it's gotten worse since then. And it's kind of depressing in a way. It's really, it sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if I have a point to it, but I think that if we can somehow come back from this, I hope we will soon. I hope this won't be something that lasts a long time, And remember that if you are being affected heavily by any of the stuff that's happening around you, or you can feel your anxiety rising all the time, or if you feel that you're stressed and constantly angry and so on and so forth, step away. It's okay to step away. You can, even if you are a content creator, you don't need to keep up to date with all of the latest things that are happening. You don't have to look at the news. You don't have to see all of this stuff. You can just keep creating on your own and not really talk about or think about most of that stuff and just exist in your own kind of bubble. And I think that might be a good idea sometimes, not because, I want you to be ignorant, but because I want you to make sure that you're okay before you come back and you start learning about things, you know? So yeah, take care of yourself.